We call that period the golden age of the Senate because it shows the strength of our system where the executive does not control the legislature. Well, in that time, Senator Charles Sumner of Massachusetts gave a famous speech in here called The Crime Against Kansas. In the speech, he said slavery is a moral issue and you don't vote on it, you have to solve it. But during that time, it was common for senators to kind of pair off, and one of them would denounce the other one in the most amazing terms. And as long as he used flowery and rhetorical language and the other could respond in flowery and rhetorical language, then people would score who won the debate. So Charles Sumner chooses Andrew Butler of South Carolina. He says that Senator Butler has taken a harlot for his mistress. He's parading her through the country, telling everyone she's beautiful, and everybody can see that she's ugly. She's not only immoral, she's ugly. So this is kind of a nasty thing to say, and then you have to know that Senator Butler was old and ill and not in the chamber answering. That his wife had just died, and here he's accused of taking a mistress. So it's a triple insult, and no one to respond. Well, Butler's nephew was a congressman named Preston Brooks. He worked at the other end of the building, and he decides it's his job to defend the family honor since his uncle is old and ill. But he's not allowed to speak on the Senate floor. And so he brought a cane with him into the Senate chamber, and he beat Senator Sumner nearly to death. He left him unconscious with a pool of blood on the floor. Now let's go see the room. The desk on the back row's got a book on it. That is Sumner's desk. That's where he gave the speech, and that's where he was beaten. So we wrote sovereign immunity into the Constitution. It says in the Constitution that no member of Congress may be questioned in any other place about what they do in the legislature. So that meant that the House of Representatives has to punish their own members. Even the Senate cannot punish Congress. So they appointed a committee, and the committee investigated and recommended that he be expelled. We can't have this going on. The other member from the South said, wait a minute, the speech was mean and provocative. It was done on purpose to cause something like this. So you must punish more than one person. But the House can't punish a senator. They had to deal with President Brooks by himself. But they could not get the 2/3 vote that was necessary to expel him. They decided instead to reprimand him and tell him, don't you do that again. But a member has to accept a reprimand and admit they did something wrong. And he stood up and said, I followed the rules. I was defending my family's honor. So he said, I deny your authority to reprimand me. But if you deny the authority of the House, then you can be expelled for that. So he resigned. But he resigned knowing that that causes a special election in South Carolina. So he ran for re-election to his own vacancy and was re-elected and returned to Washington in triumph.
Pretty smart.
But a few months later he died of a disease that nobody knew he had. They called it liver disease, but we don't know what for. He was young and vigorous. His uncle was old and ill, and he also died. So neither one of them got to see the opening shots of the Civil War right there in the Rolling Stone stage. Only Sumner lived through it. So the people of the North said, Congress can vote however they want to. South Carolina can vote however they want to. Slavery is a moral issue, and God gets the last answer. You can't argue with that. But at the end of the argument, there are males involved. It's war.